Hi folks, and welcome back to According to Eddie. Another car one today, one for you Volkswagen, Audi, Skoda, Seat owners. And it's again for those kind of late 90s to mid 2000s models, and a lot of you I'm sure will have had the problem of wonky slats in your air vents. Particularly if you've got a Golf, Jetta, Bora, Passat, pretty much any Skoda. I think the same is true of Seats and Audis, but I'm not exactly sure. But a lot of Volkswagen Audi group models have this problem where the slats in the vents break and become wonky. It's then very difficult to find intact parts, if you can find the parts at all. But 4 out of 5 times it's the same thing that breaks, and I'm going to show you how to repair it yourself so you don't have to go trawling through scrapyards for spare parts. So first thing to do is to get this centerpiece out. Now the plastic that goes on the surface of this vent is quite soft and scratches quite easily, and the dashboard will rip quite easily as well. So when you're going into it, you need to be, relatively gentle, but you don't need to be timid about it, because you are going to have to prise the vents out. Don't worry though, because the plastic and the dashboard will bend. Now if you've got nylon trimmers tools, they're the best thing to use, but I don't have them. So what I've got instead is a flat-headed screwdriver, which I've wrapped up in electrical tape. So the electrical tape will stop the metal blade from damaging the vents. And what I'm going to do is just go in up here, see if we get a better angle on that for you. Go in between dashboard and vents and just prise. So lifting the screwdriver up, and that will lift the dash up here, and sort of pulling it round, levering it down, and that's going to pop the vent out. And I'm going to start at this end here, pop that end out, move along to this end, and pop that end out afterwards. And the thing should just come straight out. So first thing we're going to do is take this cover off. So the front cover simply unclips at the bottom and then up at the top. There we go. And just lifts off. We'll put that aside. Now, this is the side with the wonky slats, as you can see. So what we'll do is, with the slats set in the center position, because trust me, it's easier to put them back in that way, we'll just take them out, like so. So what's happened here is, the reason that the slat has become wonky is because, if you have a look, let's see if I can get a good view of it, there are these little pins here, 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 little plastic pins, and they act as axles. And if one of those pins breaks, then the slat becomes wonky because it's no longer attached, as you might be able to tell. So there you go, you can see that those pins which are holding the slat on are no longer providing that rotation. So what I've done is I've drilled a hole through where that pin would have been, and I've drilled a similar hole into the slat as well. So there's no pin there anymore, but there are 2 holes. And then what I've done is I've taken this little tack, I've cut the end off a nail, as you can see, and it's the same length as the 2 holes that I've cut. And so there we go, tack into that pinhole, and now it acts like that pin. And this is the most common way that these slats break. These pins break off and the slat becomes wonky. But now, if we put it all back together, we're putting this little I don't know what you call it, a little nodule, let's call it a nodule. We're putting that up into the runner, which is on the side of this wheel, and that's why I said set it into the straight ahead position to begin with, because it just makes it easier to fit back together afterwards. There we go, so that all fits in. Let's stick the front cover back on as well, make sure it's the right way up. Aligned, and it should just, there we go, clip back together, checking the bottom clips, yep, they're all attached, checking the top clips, they're all attached, and let's just see. Those slats look pretty good to me now. And there we go. So, with the end of a nail, a screwdriver, a drill, and a little bit of care and patience, no more wonky slats. So, if you've got any questions or comments, leave them below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. See you next time.